All right, thanks for joining us on another episode of Guardian Approved. Today's product review is going to be the Combi Cam. If you haven't seen these are basically cam locks, but with a combination on the face of them. So, on your cabinet doors, you may have a little keyhole on there, or you can replace it with one of these Combi Cams. Now, this is the packaging it comes in, but this is what the face of it looks like if you want to zoom in and see it real quick. This is the Combi Cam, okay? So it has a little 3-digit combination on the face of it. You can set that combination, and then when the combination's right, the face of the lock will turn, and then the tailpiece in the back would turn with it and unlock. So it works just like a cam lock. It is a cam lock. It's just a combination cam lock, hence Combi Cam, combination cam lock. So we install these. I've been installing these for years, but I'll give you some breakdowns on it. We'll do a product review on it today. So I believe they come in black and silver. I think those are the only 2 finishes they come in. They also have some different ones. I believe there's one with 4 digits. It may be 4 straight down, and then they have another one where there's 4 separate numbers. So it'll say like number 1, like it'll have a number 1, and then it'll have one of these little spin dials next to it. And then the other one will say number 2, and it'll have a little spin dial next to it. And then 3, spin dial, 4, spin dial. And that way you can set each number different, but they're all separate. These all kind of fit together in one piece, but the other one that they have has 4 separate, like a square on the face of it. So it's just a different variation of it. It has an extra digit instead of 3 digits. It has a 4 digit. And they come in black and silver, like I said. They also, right here on the package, it says they come in 1.5 inch. And we can put the sizes up here for you. But they come in 1.5 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1.5 offset. Also, you can change the combination very easily. If you can zoom in here, I'll show you on the very bottom of it. There's this little dimple. See how it's there on the very bottom of it? And what you do on that is once you get the combination in the right combination in place, you push like a little probe up on the bottom and then change it to what you want and let go. And that's your new code. But you can't change it unless you have the code. So anyway, you can do up to, I think, 1,000 different, 1,000 different possible combinations on these. So you can set a bunch of them to all different combinations if you want. And it replaces any standard, 3/4 inch cam lock. It's also a solid metal. It's very durable and heavy duty. It doesn't feel like one of those cheap cam locks that are just a bunch of little frail pieces. This is pretty sturdy. Like if I chunk this at someone, this will hurt them. So it feels like a mortise cylinder almost, the weight of a mortise cylinder if you're in the trade. Anyway, so that being said, I have one in the package because I wanted you to see what it looks like when you get them, right? And then I took this one out of the package. And we have a customer that's been bringing us these doors in. I'm not sure what they go to. But he's having us take these off and, put this lock in place of that. So that's what we're going to do is just install it real quick, show you how easy it is to use. So I'm just going to pull off this old one here, which is on there. It's got one of those big. Let's see if I can get this off. There we go. Okay, so I'm just taking off their old one right now. I'm going to take off the tailpiece because if I can, which I believe, yes, we got lucky that this tailpiece actually fits on there. We've been dealing with this problem, with this customer for a while. So he brings them in, we take the tailpiece off his, use this specific tailpiece that they have, put it onto ours, which usually it's not that easy. They don't just fit, but these just happen to fit. So it works out. So I took the tailpiece off. Now I'm going to spin this little ring, which holds it on off. And then there you have it, right? So there's the old lock, which I just took off, which we don't need anymore. Now we'll need the tailpiece in a little bit. And then we're just going to pop it in here and install it. So spin off this little nut. It's a little way on there. Okay, so there's not many parts to this too. You have the nut there, and you have this, which it's made for gripping it. So if you put it on like a wood door, it'll grip and keep it from spinning. Because when you do a fresh install, like a cam lock, you're drilling a circle, right? Well, if you pay attention to the back of this, it's a D shape, which this is not a D shape actually, which usually they are. So let me see if that's gonna be an issue on this one. So I'm gonna put it on this, even though usually these holes are D-shaped. This one's not, it's some different shape altogether that I actually haven't seen before, but we've been doing it for them before, so it should work. So I'm gonna put this one on and hold that straight up and down. And then I'm just gonna tighten this ring down, which I'll need some pliers or something to do that here in a minute. Or vice grips or something to grab this with. Okay. I don't need to put on this because this isn't really, I'm gonna try it without it because this is really made to grip into wood, so this isn't gonna be needed. But because the hole is not the right shape, it may spin around without it. So I'm gonna see how this will work, or if it will work. It just may be a little sloppy. Okay, so let me tighten these down. We'll see if it moves. Yeah, it looks like it's staying on it pretty good, and I just barely finger tightened it. So ideally, you'd have a D-punch hole in this door, which usually you do. This one, they did something different, which manufacturers always do something different. So we'll just adjust, and hopefully this works. Because I can only tighten that, which I'm noticing right now, I can only tighten it so much, which it looks like before I even get to put these on there, it's already at the max point. Let me see. Yeah, see, this whole thing's gonna spin because the hole is not the right shape. The other ones they've been bringing in are the right shape. So that being said, I'm gonna put that little gripper piece on that we were just talking about. And hopefully that'll help it because it needs just a little something to bite down on or to make it take up more space. So I'll put that on and then I'll tighten this down with it and hopefully that keeps it in place. I don't usually have the opportunity to demo these kind of things or do a product review on them, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab it. It's not an ideal situation on the install of the door, but you get the point. Okay. And hopefully this takes up the space that was needed, and we'll tighten down. And you need to pay attention to what's the top of the door, and it looks like these fall in, so look at the top. The little change hole needs to be at the bottom. Okay, so I've got it where I need it. I'll try tightening this guy down. I'm having to hold it from spinning too because it wants to spin it because the hole is not the right shape. Okay, so it's on there right now. It's not moving that much, actually at all, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna just make sure I get an extra crank it down a little bit more just so we have a real good grip on it. Okay. There we go. Get one more crank on it. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna straighten the body out a little bit. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so that's in place. And then usually I'd put one of the tail pieces on. This one comes with 3 different tail pieces. It has a short, straight one. Then it has a little bit longer, straight. And then it has the offset one. So if you need a closed distance, you can put it that way. If you need to buy yourself some distance with the tailpiece, you can put it the opposite way so it pulls it farther away. Anyway, so you have those 3 tail pieces, but we're gonna be using their tailpiece because that's what they needed. So, and it was put in this kind of direction, not this way. See, let's put it that way. So I'm just gonna put that on like this. Let me test the code first. I think it comes set all zeros usually. 0, 0, 0, yep, and it turns, so, and it turns either left or right, so either way, so you really, doesn't matter on the timing of it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this tailpiece on, just hold it there, and then literally just take the nut that comes with it. Actually, this was shorter, huh? Because this was shorter, it wasn't sticking out as much. So I'm gonna flip this the opposite way actually, because we have to close some of that distance because I created more distance by having a longer Combi Cam. So when you put it out side by side, I don't know if you can see through this, but yeah, if you see through here, it's longer. The stem of it is much longer. So to close that distance, I'm just going to, instead of putting the tailpiece like this, I'll just put it like that. And if it's a little too tight or something, you can just bend the tailpiece slightly out of the way and then it'll work perfectly. So I'm gonna put it in a downward location, which I'm noticing it wants to rub. So that being said, is this one gonna work better? No, it's not long enough. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it at this direction, but what we're gonna need to do is probably bend that tailpiece back just a hair because it's already rubbing right here. So literally what I'll do is I'll just take that tailpiece and just bend it just like that here, just enough to where it pulls away. I could bend it a little bit more, but before I bend it, I want to make sure that what is going on so I have the right distance. So this is just for purpose of showing you how it works, how it functions, and that it's a good product. So I'll demo that for you and we'll figure out the other install issues later. Tighten that down. I'm just holding my thumb here so that the whole lock doesn't spin because, like I said, the hole is not the right shape. It usually has a D-shaped hole, and this one's like some kind of square, which I haven't seen before. Okay, so the lock's in there good. The tailpiece will need to be tweaked with, but let's see, to have all zeros on there. 0, 0, 0. So tailpiece turns, as you can see. Tailpiece turns. I'll have to do my adjustments on the tailpiece in a minute, but that's beside the point. So it's all zeros now. If I wanted to change this code, I keep it at all zeros. And then let me hold this up while I do this. I can just probe in the bottom here, and it gives, you can see it, spring loaded, it gives. And I could change it to say 007, for instance, right? So there you go, 007. So now if I mix it up, it won't turn. Now if I set it to 007, right there, then it turns. So it's working just fine now. So change the code that quickly. The reason why it's binding is the tailpiece. But that was how easy it was to change the code on those things. It's instant. So you just literally put the current combination in, probe it, turn it while you're keeping it probed, change it to the number you want, release the probe, it's good to go. Install, very straightforward, very easy. It's literally a nut with this little ring to help, bite down on the door, and then just the tailpiece that goes on the back of the lock, and then you're pretty much done at that point. So these products we've been using quite a bit for a long period of time. And we've used them for hospitals, we've used them for small businesses, we use them in homes, we use them on everything. So very good product. What I do like about the Combi Cam is it's plug and play basically. You just put it in there, it's ready to go. It gives you an assortment of tailpieces, 3-digit combination, 4-digit combination, comes in 1.5 inch size, 3/4 inch size, and 1.5 offset. So it gives you different sizes you may need for different projects. It gives you black and silver, different colors you may need for different projects. Also gives you 3-digit or 4-digit. So you have a good variety of products just between just in the Combi Cams alone that'll fit for different scenarios. So on the Combi Cams, I've never really had any problems with everything. They always work very well. So definitely I would give this one 5 padlocks because it's a pretty good product. So the only time that you'd have an issue would be something like this when the hole's not the right shape or something like that, but that's not anything that they can control. So it's a great product. If you're not getting them, I want to say they're around, it's been a while since I got pricing on them, but like in the field, if we're installing them and selling them, if we're just swapping it out, taking out an old cam lock, putting in a new Combi Cam, it might be like $40 or something like that, what we charge. But they're very affordable. They're more secure than your standard cam lock. The tail pieces are strong, the body, the build's strong. So it's a good alternative to a regular standard key cam lock on any like file cabinet or cabinet doors or drawers and things like that. So 5 out of 5 on the padlocks. Thanks for tuning in again. Hopefully this opened your eyes to a new product that you can use. We appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on all the social media platforms. And don't forget to check out our other 2 channels, Guardian Safe and Lock and Udropreneur. And we appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. We appreciate the support as always. Thanks.